Good morning, retail traders. Hope we're having a great week. Today's Wednesday morning, and I want to get this little video out and show you how we took the SPX yesterday. I'm going to show you what to look for, how to find a resistance, and how to come up with a support idea. And this might help you out through the day. So we had a snake breakout, pullback, boom yesterday, and I want to talk a little bit about resistance levels and what to look for, and then I'm going to talk about the trade that we had yesterday. Yesterday's trade, the SPX scalping October 19th, strike 3800 at 125, and I got out at 225 here into close. First of the morning we had a huge sell-off off that great run we had in the last couple of days. Well, she pulled back to a very interesting spot, and we're going to pull that up here on the 20-day chart. We had that huge run, pulled back, and then we had that another good day run right in here, and she found some resistance. Then we opened up with that big day, and that was definitely too much, and it started to pull back. It pulled back and hit that 200 SMA on the hour time frame and held support. So the stock's actually broke out into a resistance level now. It needs to establish itself above this 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. So if I was going to take this trade, I'd be looking for that pull back today at that 1 hour time frame on the 200 SMA, and if it pulled back and hit that, you have a real good possibility of holding support. Plus you have the 9 EMA also holding over that 200 SMA. So it's still a great opportunity. So keep that in mind. And that resistance level or support level now is right at 3703.62. If that holds support there, I think it'll be good to run this back up to the top of these candles right here. So yesterday on the 1 minute time frame, we had that huge sell-off, and it came back and held that support down here on my third support, which came on the 20-day, which is the resistance level right here on the 2 previous days, which is the neckline of this inverted head and shoulders. So we had a huge breakout here too, and it couldn't hold itself. Came back, held that bottom. Same thing could happen here. It can pull back to that 200 and then bounce right up on up. But that is a solid resistance line. You can see it didn't break here, didn't break here, did break a little bit here and hit the 51 and the 65, but couldn't break there. And then it couldn't hold here, it couldn't break here, and then it couldn't break here. So it's definitely a good spot to be holding. If we could stay above that 200, like I said, on the 1 hour time frame, this stock is still bullish. So yesterday, we took this trade and run it up to the 200 and got out of it. And then it pulled back again to that neckline of this inverted head and shoulders and held support right there. Plus I drew a trend line from these 2 bottom candles right here and extended it on out, which gave it another solid support level. So I had 2 confirmations. I had one at the neckline, the shoulder line, and the trend line. And it ran up and had a triple top. Once it established that triple top, it pulled on back again. Just a straight sell-off like they've been doing every day. Normally I would have probably took it off the 200 here, but not in this case. I just kind of sat down and watched it pull on back and waited for it to pull back to this support level and then called it out. Jumped in the trade at 125 and it ran up, hit my roller, created a little resistance line from this old support right here, the neckline of this here thing, and bam, we pulled right back to it. And it pulled back with a higher low, so we had the snake breakout, pull back, boom. Nice trade. That was a nice $1,000 a contract right there at the end. I mean, nice $1,000 added on, $100 profit to each contract. Pretty good run. So patience always plays a part when you're taking these trades. This can easily pull back again to this here bottom, create a support level, and then run up and break it. As long as we keep holding that 200 SMA on that 1 hour time frame. Just keep that in mind, that 200 SMA is everything for right now. can pull back and hit that again, and then run back up and find some kind of resistance off these tweezer tops right here at right around. So that's going to be the resistance to break today, 37.31. But charts are here for a reason. They tell you a story, and I would never want to leave that chapter out because the story always repeats itself. So on the SPX, I'm going to clean this all up, and I'm going to show you something else about trying to find a resistance level about history. So I pull this up to the yearly chart, and I want to expand this out. I called this trade out 3 black crows. Really was excited about this. I really was very excited about these gaps in between these crows. And then we established some kind of support. Now I've got years and years experience in catching knives, and I very seldom see something like this. You can look back on this chart. You won't find anything like this at all. That's a pure hard sell-off. That's a washout, and then it held support on that third candle. Boom, boom. Well, this created a Darvis box. And then we called this inside window right here on these 2 candles. I said, this is really looking nice. And it ran up all the way to the 200 SMA from that alert. Once it hit that 200 SMA, I said, this is looking like we hit a hard resistance. And ever since then, we've had a hard sell-off. Created a new low on the SPX. Well, inside of this here run, we had the 3 black crows. And I always use these as reference. You know, don't ever forget about the past, because your moments will last. So we had 3 black crows right here. Then we had this open window right here for a very nice reversal. And then we created what you call a Darvis box right in here. So I'm constantly going back and looking for resistance levels and support levels in this Darvis box. Using this candle as a support level, I'm going to go ahead and draw a trend line right there. So I'm using this previous breakout situation to find new ideas. And that there at 38.40.28 is a pivot point inside of this Darvis box based off this third candle, which is a crow. So we come back over here and we broke that 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. Also, we jumped up and we touched the bottom of this Darvis box, which now became resistance. So that resistance hit yesterday, and then she decided to go ahead and pull back. So we need to respect what was a support now becomes a resistance. So if we break this resistance here, the next leg of resistance would be right here at the 37.90, that previous body of that candle. And it can pull back and hit the 21 right here and respect this old breakout pattern right down in here, which I do have an alert set already at 36.90.38. So I'm waiting for that to pull back and hit that 21 and maybe take it back up 1, maybe 2, 3 times to that old resistance of that Darvis box. If that Darvis box breaks, I got this resistance level, and then I've got the pivot point inside of that box. Plus I have the resistance levels right up here on the top of that box at 39.08. Now I know that we pretty much hit a resistance yesterday, and she's pretty much going to pull back. So I'm going to draw a trend line from the top of this here trend on the body of that candle right there and run it down to this next body right here. That one right there. And I'm going to extend that out to the right. That's telling me that we did break that 21 EMA that I've been talking about. And if we can respect that trend line, and if we can respect the 21, and we can respect the top of this candle, I got 3 confirmations that that could hold at that 36.90, 38 level, and that it wants to break into the Darvis box. And then we'll run this sucker. If it does, because it did break that trend line, we could run it to the next moving average, which would be the 51 EMA, the 65 EMA, and then we've got the 50 SMA, which is the third resistance in this channel of the Darvis box. And I doubt if that breaks. If that breaks, it's an easy run back up here to the 200. So for right now, we got to base our support level at 36.90.38 and hope that it holds that, and that'll still create this stock to be a bullish trade and run it back up to the bottom of this Darvas box. That'll be the hard resistance to break, which is the body of this here candle. If it does break that body, I've got two other spots that I can take this trade to. And I have a feeling if we do break the bottom of this Darvas box, that a lot more traders, institutional traders, will take that and run it up to the 51 right here on the 1 hour time, on the daily time frame. So that's just ways to look at the past and try to bring up and try to use your previous support levels, your previous resistance levels, your previous chart patterns to find some kind of resistance on this huge pullback. And that's it. I hope that helps out a little bit. I'm going to keep it on very close watch today. The Sneaky Snake trading strategy is all about buying at support and selling at resistance, looking for chart patterns and studying candlestick patterns, and getting the snake, the breakout, the pullback, and the boom to keep you in trades longer. And have a great day. Retail traders, hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell for future blogs that I'll be putting up here. Plus, I'm live on YouTube every day until the end of the year. Have a great day.